Swing trading involves trading on a higher time frame, usually a 4 hour and above time frame. By doing this, you avoid the stress from day trading and lower quality setups. So in this video, I want to go over how to swing trade effectively using something called dollar cost averaging. There's not going to be a setup every single day when you're swing trading. It's usually 1 to 2 high probability setups per week. Oftentimes when you're swing trading, because you're using higher time frame levels, because you're using dollar cost averaging, your win rate ends up being a lot higher and you actually make more money. Okay, so this is a current swing position that I'm in. Of course, I call this in real time inside of the Pro Discord. Let's go through my system, how I enter a trade, what I'm looking for in a winning setup, and all of the good stuff. So as you can see here on LDO USDT, I'm actually on a 6 hour time frame. So a lot of you guys are trying to trade on a 5 to 15 minute, which is great. I also encourage you guys to do lower time frame trading as well. But first, you need to master higher time frame trading. You know, it's my belief that if you cannot trade on a higher time frame, then you definitely cannot trade on a lower time frame, right? When you're on a lower time frame, price is oftentimes more volatile. You tend to be more emotional. So by trading on a higher time frame, by using these higher time frame levels and structures, it's actually going to force you to be patient and wait for those A+ setups, which is what you want to see. This strategy in particular that I'm showing you has anywhere from a 70 to 80% win rate, and it uses two main indicators, okay? EzAlgo V16 and the Easy Oscillator. Now, these are my own custom coded trading algorithms. If you guys want access, you can click the first link in the description below. So what these indicators do is it just saves me time from finding these setups. If I turn on the automatic support and resistance zones on the indicator here, you'll see that it will automatically load in some of these levels here. And this is exactly what I want to see. Now, what makes an A+ setup an A+ setup is a number of confluences that you have. So for example, again, I already know where the key level is, so I don't need the indicator to show me, but we are at a higher time frame support level, meaning price has reacted from this level multiple times in the past. You always want to look left when you're trading. If I look left here, I can see we had support, okay, reclaimed it, support, failed this level, closed above, tested it as support, and now it's currently testing this level as support once again. So I understand that this is a key level. Next, what I want to do is take a look at the market structure, okay? What is the market actually doing? Well, again, I can see that we displaced, meaning we had a large bullish move above this previous support level. Again, if you guys are having trouble finding these levels, the indicator will automatically load these levels in for you. So since I see that price has displaced above this level and is coming back down to test it, you know, this is just a massive breakout and retest as long as market structure is bullish. Now, market structure is going to continue to be bullish until we get a daily close below and retest of this level, now testing it as resistance, but we are not seeing that. In fact, price is holding this level pretty well right here. A second really good confluence here is this golden pocket fib. Now, this is a very simple rule to implement in your trading. Make sure to only take long positions when price is at or below the golden pocket fib, meaning if you draw this fib from the swing low to the swing high, you should only be looking for longs when price is at this level or below it. What this is forcing you to do is it's forcing you to buy in discount, meaning you are buying when price is low relative to this range here that we have drawn with our Fibonacci retracement tool. Oftentimes what you'll see me do inside of my Discord is I will actually draw an entry zone here, something like this, right? Where I'll have this general zone at the golden pocket and a little bit below. And this is ideally where I want to enter. It doesn't matter what other confluences I have. I always want to make sure that I'm longing in discount and I'm shorting in premium. Now, for my entry confirmation, I waited for my manipulation model. This is a model that I've coined. It involves a few different confluences. Number one is going to be a sweep of a previous low, meaning price comes down below this low and closes above with an inverse fair value gap, indicating a shift in momentum back up to the upside. And number three is going to be momentum on my momentum oscillator, right? We're also seeing some bullish divergences. Now, if this is sounding like a lot to you right now, maybe you're a little bit overwhelmed, you guys don't have to start by incorporating everything that I'm showing you. This is just a really good setup that I've called inside of my Pro Discord and one that I'm currently in. You know, if you're just starting out and a lot of this terminology is pretty advanced for you, start with higher time frame levels, right? Start with higher time frame key levels and look for bullish divergences on the oscillator down here to look for an entry, okay? If you're brand new and you don't understand sweeps and liquidity and all this, you know, more complex terminology, that's totally fine, okay? You don't need to understand all that right now. I'm just explaining my reasoning behind getting in this trade. What this is telling me, guys, all of these confluences on my chart here It's telling me that the likelihood of price going to the upside from here is more likely than the price of going to the downside. If price were to continue to go lower from here, it would have already done it on this move. But since we did not break and retest lower, and we're holding this level, it's telling me that buyers are stepping in here and we're most likely going to see higher prices in the next few days. Again, I'm not even dropping to a lower time frame for entry. I'm entering this trade on a higher time frame, right? I'm on a 6-hour time frame. I really like the 6-hour time frame for swing trading, right? Finding an entry, finding levels, managing my trade. I do that all on a 6-hour time frame. On the EzAlgo indicator, we also have these really nice bullish reversal signals. But for your entry confirmation, you want to wait for that trend bar to shift blue. Right? You can see this trend bar is gray, price goes down, and then it finally shifts blue here. So that is going to be our final entry confirmation. Again, the EzAlgo indicators are great in helping you guys find all of these confluences to make you a more confident trader and really find those A+ setups. Okay, so now that I've identified that I have a high probability setup, I want to get in this trade. Where do I place my stop loss and where do I take profit, right? So I like to use something called dollar cost averaging, right? Dollar cost averaging. So this is otherwise known as DCA. I'll just use DCA for short. Now, what this means is I have multiple entries. So when I'm trading on a higher time frame, I don't just have one entry here, my stop loss here, and my take profit here. What I like to do is dollar cost average. So I will usually have 1 or 2 limit orders, right? Limit orders in between my entry and my stop loss. In this case, my stop loss is below this previous low, right below this inverse fair value gap, because at this point, if price comes all the way down here, we're most likely going to go lower and my trade idea is invalidated. So I will have, in this case, 1 entry in between my first entry here, right, and my stop loss. So if price comes back down to this level right here, my trade idea is not invalidated yet. In fact, I will get a second entry here, meaning my average entry now is going to be in the middle. So if price comes back down, I get a second entry here. My average entry price would now shift from here to right here. Now, what do you notice about my risk to reward as soon as my second entry gets filled? Well, now, instead of having my average entry right here for my first entry, because I have 2 entries, now my average entry is in the middle, meaning my risk to reward actually increases. And God forbid this trade hits my stop loss, now my risk is actually lowered as well, because instead of risking all of this, now I'm just risking this much. So dollar cost averaging is really good at mitigating risk and also increasing your risk to reward. Now, there is one downside to dollar cost averaging, and this is unfortunately what you have to sacrifice when using this method. Let's say price goes up from here and doesn't fill our second entry. We're obviously making less money now, because what we're risking in this trade, let's say we're risking 2 to 3% of our portfolio in this trade, we'll only risk, 1.5% here and then 1.5% here. So now if price just goes up from this level and doesn't fill our second entry, we're not making as much money because we're only making this amount on our first initial 1.5% portfolio risk. So we're making less money. But honestly, that's okay. Okay, I'm okay with that when I'm swing trading, because oftentimes what you'll see, especially when you're trading on a higher time frame, is that price won't just go straight up from your entry. It'll usually give another pullback, okay, another 1-2 setup, okay, on a lower time frame to fill your second entry, and then it goes up from there, and that is where you make some really good money also, while increasing your risk to reward, right? Instead of my risk to reward being, a 3 risk to reward, maybe now it's a 3.5 or 4 risk to reward ratio. And your take profits are very simple, guys. You're just targeting these external liquidity. So my first take profit is going to be at this level. Now, while this is only a 1 to 1.5 risk to reward ratio, you have to keep in mind, right? We have our second entry here. We have our dollar cost average. So if it comes down to fill our second entry, this 1.5 risk to reward actually changes to around a 2.5. Okay, so just keep that in mind. It might look like the risk to reward isn't that great, but it actually is very good. And on a long enough time frame, on a long enough span of trades, you will start to see these gains compound. Again, TP1 is going to be at this level. At this point, you would also move your stop loss to break even. Again, we're going to target these external liquidity points as our second take profit. And then we're going to target this equal high all the way up here as our third take profit. So that, in short, is how I swing trade, okay? I'm looking for key levels. I'm waiting for confirmation. Again, I'm not trying to catch a falling knife. What a lot of you guys do is you just set limit orders here, when price is dumping, you're trying to catch the bottom. Well, the issue with trying to catch a knife, what we call it in trading, is that price could just keep dumping. Right? That's why you want to wait for that confirmation. You want to wait for those bullish divergences. You want to wait to see bulls step in here, reclaim this level and really show that buyers are holding price before you enter the trade. You never want to catch a falling knife. Although you can get lucky sometimes, that's a dangerous game. We want to wait for confirmation and enter with limit orders, right? Using dollar cost averaging. In this case, I have one limit order. You could also use 2 to 3 limit orders, right? Maybe another order here, another order here, and another order here. The issue with having this many DCA orders, right? This many dollar cost averaging orders is that, let's say price just goes up from here. I'm barely filled in this trade. I'm not making that much money. So I'd prefer to have, 2, 3 entries max on one position, just so I can really make the most if price does not come up and fill those limit orders. That's going to be it for this video. If you guys found value and enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like on this video, comment down in the comment section below if you guys learned something, subscribe to the channel for more trading content. If you guys want to follow my exact trades and learn from myself directly, as well as get access to the indicators on my screen here, make sure to click the first link in the description below to join my pro community. And I'll see you guys inside.